Hi,
Hi.
my name is Tommy. I'm a teacher from Havana, and today I'll be examining you for the speaking part.
Okay.
Can I please take your ID?
Here.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, can I ask you for your full name?
My full name is Nguyễn Khánh Linh.
And how should I call you?
You could call me Linh.
Can I ask you some personal questions?
Yeah, sure.
So, currently, are you a student?
I'm currently a student at Lamson Gifted High School, and I major in English.
Great. When do you want to go to university?
I'm at grade 11 now, so I expect to go to university in a year soon.
Do you know which university you will attend?
I'm still considering. Yes.
Okay, great. So now we finish the personal questions
Yes.
and we'll be moving to the part one.
Okay.
I'll ask you some questions about traveling.
Okay.
So, do you like traveling?
Well, I don't get to travel a lot, but I believe if I have the chance, then I would definitely not let it slide. Since I really like traveling, I believe there are many benefits coming along with traveling. Firstly, it will broaden your horizon about people, the cultures, and cuisines, such thing like that. But besides that, traveling is also a good chance for you to let your hair down after draining of energy by work and studying.
Right. So, second question.
Okay.
What kind of places have you visited in your life?
As I've mentioned, I don't get to travel that much, but I do have been to a few places in Vietnam. Let me see. I have been to tourist attractions like Da Nang or coastal city like Hạ Long, but also some historical monuments and buildings, mostly situated in Hanoi. Clearly, I hope that in the future I would get more chance to travel, as there's still a lot more to explore in Vietnam.
Okay, great. When you visit new places, what do you like to do?
Well, I believe there are various things you could start doing when you come to an unfamiliar spot. But if it was me, then I would firstly try to take shot of the scenery and myself. I suppose this is a good way to capture the memory, as well as it's more convenient to share your experience with your friends when you head back to your place. Besides that, this might seem a little strange, but I like to compare the architecture of different places. For example, the way buildings are built in Western countries are really different from that in Asia. And I just find it really interesting, and I love to do that.
Okay. Would you say your country is a good place for travelers to visit?
Vietnam is really one of the countries that you should put into your wish list whenever you travel. You can expect a lot when you come here. Firstly, we cannot overlook the abundance of places of interest. For example, sprawling cities like Da Nang or breathtaking natural heritage. For instance, Sun Dong Cave, which is a must visit when you come to Vietnam. And besides that, I could not stress enough how friendly Vietnamese people are. When you come here, you will immediately be greeted with hospitality by the people, and it will just make you feel like home. So I would definitely recommend coming to Vietnam.
Okay. What places would you like to visit in the future?
Let me see. I do have a few on my wish list, but on top of that, I'd love to travel abroad once. In fact, I do have a country in mind, which is Japan. Ever since I was little, I have already taken a liking to Japan. I knew through the country, through its animation industry, but gradually I learned more about its cuisines, its way of life, and especially its people. Japanese people are extremely polite and very creative, which is what I really like. Yes.
Now we'll be moving to part two. You'll have 1 minute to prepare. Now I'll give you the paper and a pen. Describe an unforgettable trip you have had.
Have one.
Right. So your 1 minute ended. You may begin now.
Okay, so I'm very excited to tell you about a memorable trip that I had, which is quite recently. It was last summer. I went to Da Nang City, which is one of the largest holiday attraction in Vietnam. I went there with my classmate for, a summer holiday. And if my memory serves me right, we went there by coach. It was half a day trip. Now, much to my surprise, the trip wasn't boring at all. We had a lot of bonding activities, which in the end become a really enjoyable road trip. We reached there on time around 6 p.m. in the evening. Everyone was drained out, but since their excitement was so overwhelming, they just don't appear to be tired at all. On our first evening, we had to Hoi An Ancient Street, which a really great tourist attraction. I love the vibe there. And afterwards, we had to few places like Vinh Hill or Bana Hill, which is a stunning attraction. And I find my time there is absolutely a blast because the experience was great. I get to enjoy the cuisine, which really has a good taste to it. Many things I didn't try out before. Besides that, I also managed to try out some adrenaline rush game, like those. The experience was quite terrifying, but honestly worth it. If I was given the chance to try them again, I would not. I would not go at all. But I believe most importantly, I get the chance to spend time with my classmates. It really strengthened our relationship as a whole. And after the trip, we managed to grow closer. And I hope that in the future, I will have more chance to go with them.
Thank you. So now the part 2 is over.
Okay.
We'll be moving to part 3. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Do people in your country like to travel?
I believe that everyone would love to explore new places, but it really depends on their financial status. For example, if you are more well off, then you would tend to travel much more frequently. But if you just have an average income, then you should really carefully consider whether you should go, your location, or even your budget limits. But overall, Vietnamese people, if they are not hindered by money, then they would definitely go whenever they want.
How has traveling changed compared to several decades ago?
Well, I'm not quite sure about this topic. Let me see. Well, traveling for sure has experienced some changes compared to a few decades ago. And one of the prominent changes to me is the purpose of traveling. Before, when people's life standard was still quite low, they would mostly travel for business trip or maybe immigration or such thing like that. But now, since it's easier for people to meet their basic needs, they mostly travel for entertainment, for passion, or on holiday. because it's much easier to earn money for that. I guess besides that, since tourism is one of the biggest source of income for many countries, governments are pouring money into developing means of transportation. So now you could travel with a lot more, with much ease than before. Uh, you could travel around the world within few hours by plane, which I believe would have been almost impossible before.
Right. Do you think travel can change people's ways of thinking?
Let me see. Well, yeah, like I've mentioned before, one of the benefits, one of the pros of traveling is that it will broaden your horizon. Um, Firstly, is the stereotyping. You are constantly exposed to baseless assumption about people around the world. So if you travel, you will manage to see for yourself whether those assumptions are right or not, which is usually inaccurate, which is usually not right. And well, it will also change your perspective of life. For example, when you meet new people, you interact with new cultures, you embark on adventures, then you will come to the realization that nothing is what it seems to be. And also, you will learn that how diverse everything, places, people on the world is.
So the test is over now. You may take it, ready. Thank you very much.